So today we will be doing this 177 from big Frontend, and it is like implement Object.groupBy. So this is a most asked questions according to me, and it is asked to me in lot of interviews. So basically it could be asked in phone screening round, or it could be asked in like some JS coding round, right? So it is a good question to take, like how does a person approaches to the functions, right? How much knowledge do you have about arrays, objects, and the functions related to it? So yeah, this is that type of question. So in this, what we have to do, let's see. So we'll be given an items array, and we have to then create a group by sort of a function which groups this items array based on its kind, right? So like it would seem pretty easy, right? Pretty direct. But how would you do it? So let's see it here, right? So see, let's say we create this function const group by right. It will take an our items array and it will return us with an object. So first step, what it is returning? It is returning an object. Sorry. So it will return us with this object. So let output equals to object. But there's a catch. Like, is it a good thing to create an object like this? Like, what's your opinion? Like, you can do it, but it would safer if you create an object from object.create, right? There would be cases where we don't even have any sort of kind present, or something would, like a empty object would has been given, so we need to return it in a null type. So this is how you can create an object, and the other way is also fine. It is some sort of object, simple object that you have created, right? Okay, now we have an object. What we can do? So the first approach we will try is a simple for loop. app1 will be simple for loop. So okay, so how to do it? For let item in items, what we can do is we can first take the key out of the item. Const key is equals to item dot kind, right? Now if our output does not have this key, so okay, now let's say we have taken out the key over here out from our object. Now our object, on the first pass, there won't be any such thing, right, inside our object, like any grouped array or grouped keys, right? So we need to see how to do that. So if the key is not present already in our output object, so what we can do is we can create this object, we can create this array, right? So what we will do, output of key equals to empty array, right? Now our second step would be, now we have created an empty array. Now we need to push this item inside our array. So it is very simple. Here we can do something like output of key dot push whatever we have item, right? So okay, this, and then we can return our object from there. Then output, it looks fine, right? Okay, let's const group by op equals to we'll call this group by, sorry, call let item in, oh sorry, what happened now, what it is saying, what went wrong. Let item in items const key dot question item and 0 1 2. Let me see. Okay. Not output dot key. Use an empty object. What's this? Item. Right. Sorry. So this is one way. By mistake. Right. So this is one way to do it. And the another way would be to use a reduce over it, right? So like, do you guys know how to reduce this? So we will try the reduce approach now. So what reduce does, it is also the very simple approach. We need to comment this over here, that's fine. We need to comment this over here, and then we can do our reduce. So const output goes to items dot reduce. Now we can, what reduce takes? Reduce takes two arguments. One is the aggregator or the output, we'll say the aggregator in our case, and the current item, right? What do we have to do? We will get the key. Similar, we were doing this, so we can do like const key is equals to current dot kind. And the another thing is, what is happening? Yeah, we need to push it. So we will check if our aggregator doesn't have this key inside it. So we will of course create this key with an empty array, right? And we will then push our item to this aggregator, and finally we will return our aggregator, right? That would be an object in const output key group op group by. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's run it. See, this also works fine. So yeah, this is how you can do group by, and like there are a lot of other questions around like this group by thing and implementing it using reduce. So I'll try bringing up those questions here, because these are the questions, right, where our interviewer sees that how fast you're executing it, right? So ideally in interview, what these guys think is like, for questions like this, right, it is a pretty simple question and a pretty straightforward sort of a question. So like the approach they take is that the person who is doing it should be doing it in less than 10 to 15 minutes, not more than this. If you are taking more than that in this particular, for this particular question, they may rank you, like they may like suggest you to move to another question or something. But yeah, so to be able to do these questions pretty fast, you need to be very much aware of different things we have, right? Like what I did a small mistake over here of. So yeah, this is one thing, what are different array functions we have, what all different object functions we have. So this is something that you should be very much aware of. And of course, like if you get stuck, please do ask question to the interviewers, because they will eventually help you in that. And yeah, That's all for this video. Thank you.